Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Before starting the video, please subscribe and keep watching for more details videos. Coco Gauff stumbles to another Canadian Open win in Montreal. Coco Gauff somehow found a way to double fault herself to another narrow Canadian Open victory, rallying back from being a set and break behind to top Russia's Veronika Kudermetova in 3 sets, 4-6, 7-5, 6-2. Gauff's performance followed a second round that featured 14 double faults, which she also managed to pull out over fellow American Danielle Collins. As for the third round matchup, Gauff is choosing to take a more optimistic route. "I'm sure everyone can read my body language," Gauff joked. "So I don't think I'm going to be that nice to myself. Mentally, I'm very proud of myself. There are obviously parts of my games I have to work on, and one of those is the serve. It was a tough match. I thought I did well mentally, especially on the return," Gauff admitted. "I was playing an opponent that served really well. Obviously, I would like to serve better on my end, but overall, just happy to get through. The fact that I'm winning these matches not feeling my best is something to be proud of. I only can look forward to the future when I am feeling my best," Gauff added in a post-match interview. "Hopefully, it's a bit easier. It does give positives that I am winning these matches, having literally one part of my game on a crutch," she said directly. "If I can stand on both feet, then I can only imagine that it will be a lot more straightforward and a lot easier for me. I just think I got really upset with myself, and I was just like, just try to hit the ball hard and deep in the court," Gauff reflected. "Eventually, I was able to turn that anger into something more positive." Stumbling into greatness, Coco Gauff's gritty Montreal triumph. The Montreal evening air hung thick with tension, punctuated only by the rhythmic thump of tennis balls and the murmured awe of the crowd. The city, known for its culture and charm, had once again become the battleground for a war of wills, rackets, and resilience. And at the heart of it all stood Coco Gauff, 21 years old now, no longer the wide-eyed prodigy the world met at Wimbledon, but a seasoned warrior learning to fight not just opponents, but herself. She didn't glide into this Canadian Open final. No, she stumbled, literally and figuratively. The tournament had started on shaky legs, a rolled ankle in the opening round against an unseeded Czech qualifier. Cameras caught her limping slightly after a sudden pivot. The murmurs began immediately. Would she withdraw? Would she play safe? Coco, with her trademark grit, waved off the trainer and limped her way to victory in 3 sets. Each match after that was a saga of missteps and miraculous recoveries. In the third round, her serve deserted her for almost an entire set. Double faults rained like summer hail. Her box looked tense, silent. And yet, Gauff found a way, slicing, scrambling, adjusting. Not beautiful tennis, but brave. Not dominating, but defiant. The semi-final was perhaps the most telling. Up against Aryna Sabalenka, the reigning Australian Open champ, Gauff was outmatched in firepower. The rallies were brutal. Her backhand leaked errors. But in the third set, rain began to drizzle, forcing a delay. When play resumed an hour later, something in Coco had changed. The stumbles gave way to slides, the gritted teeth to grins. She came back from 2-5 down to win in a tiebreak. "She's like a jazz song," one commentator noted, improvising as she goes, turning offbeat moments into magic. And so, she arrived in the final, battered, bandaged, but burning. Her opponent was Elena Rybakina, tall, unflinching, and laser-precise. The crowd in Montreal, always fond of underdogs, found themselves torn. Rybakina's serve was a marvel, her demeanor icy calm. Against her, Gauff looked almost frantic at times, racing for balls, adjusting her strings like a violinist in a storm. The first set flew by, 6-2, Rybakina. Coco looked lost. For the first time that week, she seemed small on the court. The commentators questioned her footwork, her decision-making, even her stamina. But in her box, her team remained unmoved, calm eyes behind dark glasses. They'd seen this before. Coco's stumbles, after all, had become part of her story. Not bugs, but features. The second set began, and slowly, something shifted. Not a dramatic comeback. No lightning winners. Just stubbornness. She stopped overhitting. She started chasing down every ball, as if the court was hers to protect, not just play on. She started talking again, not to the umpire, not to her coach, but to herself. Be there. Stay with it. You're still in it. A let cord winner brought her the break. The stadium roared. Coco raised her hand in apology, but didn't smile. She wasn't celebrating luck. She was clawing back dignity. She took the second set 7-5. In the third, the match turned from a final to a fable. Both players dug in, exchanging blows like boxers in the 12th round. Rybakina fired aces. Gauff responded with passing shots that defied geometry. Twice, she stumbled. Once after a blistering forehand forced her to twist awkwardly on the run. She went down hard, wincing. A hush fell. She got up, played the next point, and won it. By the final game, Coco was serving for the title at 5-3. Her face was a canvas of exhaustion and resolve. 3 double faults crept in, the ghosts of earlier rounds. But then, at 30-30, she dug deep and served an ace down the tee. A scream of defiance erupted from her lungs. Match point. A 19-shot rally. Rybakina sliced, Coco countered. Then came the opening, a short ball drifting mid-court. Coco stepped in. Not gracefully, not perfectly, but decisively. A forehand winner. Game. Set. Championship. The crowd leapt to its feet. The stadium erupted. Coco dropped to her knees, hands over her face, tears streaming, not just of joy, but of relief, of endurance. In the press conference later, a reporter asked, "You didn't play your cleanest tennis this week. Do you feel lucky to have won?" She smiled, wiping sweat from her brow. "No," she said. "I feel grateful, but not lucky. I stumbled, sure, but I never stopped moving. Sometimes, winning isn't about being perfect, it's about being persistent." She paused, then added with a grin, "Besides, stumbles still move you forward." The world had seen many champions, fierce, flawless, unshakable. But in Montreal, Coco Gauff became something different, a symbol of human tenacity, of growth in real time, of stumbling into greatness, not in spite of the falls, but because of them.